So stretching is super beneficial in a couple different ways. Obviously in Taekwondo, it does help you to be able to kick a little bit higher, whether it's body, chest, or head. But just stretching in general in life is very good, very beneficial because it helps with ease of motion. So if, not even just kicking to the head, but kicking to the body, if I stay stretched and I become more flexible, then I'll be able to kick to the body easier or faster. But just running and jumping and moving and standing up and sitting down, if I stretch and focus on my stretching, it's not just about kicking high, but it helps with, like I said, ease of motion, makes things just a lot easier. So there's 100 different types of stretches, tons of different things, and tons of videos that you guys can follow along with online. But here's just a little flow that I like to do when I'm warming up, and you can make it a combination of static stretches, which is you're holding isometric stretches, whatever you want to call it. You're holding your stretch for a certain period of time, whether it be 10, 15, even up to 30 seconds. And you can turn it into ballistic stretches, which is more of your moving or kind of slow bouncing stretches. So real simple, just feet apart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to one side. And if my heel comes off the ground, that's fine. If you can stay flat-footed, that's good too. But I'm going to point my opposite foot. I'm going to point my toes up to the sky, and I'm going to lean into it. So if I'm doing my isometric or static stretches, I can hold this for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20, whatever your period of time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay real low, and I'm just going to shift to the other side. So now I'm sitting on my other foot and I'm pointing the toes up on this opposite foot here. Same thing, isometric or static stretch. So I'm holding this stretch for 10 seconds or just a good amount of time, a longer period of time. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay low, I'm gonna shift back to this leg, but instead of pulling my toes up, I'm gonna turn them sideways as if I'm doing a side kick. So I'm keeping this foot completely sideways, still staying low, holding it 10 seconds or so, longer than that if you want to. Then I'm going to stay low, shift to the other side, do the same thing on the other side, sideways foot like a side kick, pushing my hips down to the ground, keeping my knee completely straight. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the other direction, except I'm going to go that way with my body, turn it into like a long runner stretch or like a super long kind of front stance. And if you notice, my heel's coming off the ground, I'm pushing the ball of my foot on my back leg, and I'm just pushing my hips down, but also forward towards this heel. I don't want my knee to go past my toes, so if your knee starts going past your toes, you can move your foot out. I'm gonna hold it, same thing, I stay low, shift, go the other direction, super long runner stretch. Again, I don't want my knee to go past my toe. If that happens, you can just push your foot out, just like this. Then I can come back to the center, turn my toes out, forearms on my knees, push my knees out, almost similar to like a standing butterfly stretch. Push, push, hold my knees out. Then I'm gonna keep this position, turn my feet, straighten my legs out, and just reach down. Just like this. So now going through the whole flow, toes up on one side, holding it. Stay low, shift to the other side, toes up, hold it here, leaning towards the toes, towards the foot. Stay low, shift to the other side, but now I'm going to my side kick stretch, stretching a little bit more my inside, inside leg. Stay low, shift to the other side, side kick stretch on this side. Again, I'm just doing static stretches or isometric stretches. Just holding them, shift the other way, but remember I'm going towards that leg, long runner stretch, push my hips down to the ground, hold it here, shift to the other side, same thing, go towards that foot, keep my legs, my stance long here, back to the center, toes out, forearms on the knees, push my knees away. Legs straight, lean down or reach down. And that's it. That's the flow that I like to do. Now doing the same exact things, but turning it into more ballistic stretch, meaning you're gonna kind of not bounce, but you're gonna kind of shift from side to side. And you can do this before or after you know, kind of use it to get a little warmed up, or if you're really warmed up, you can just kind of go through the motions. So same flow, but going from side to side, or shifting from side to side a little quicker. So I go toes up, sideways, sideways, runner stretch, knees out, hips up, and same thing. I'm staying low the whole time. I'm not bouncing in a way that I'm putting too much quick, explosive pressure on my muscles to where I'm gonna tear something, but I'm just moving from side to side. Run, run, standing butterfly, stretch, toes up, sideways, sideways, runner stretch, standing butterfly, and reach down. So, like I said, that's just a flow that I like to do. I feel like it flows pretty well, side to side, stay low the whole time, and there's 100 other stretches out there that are extremely beneficial for you. I just like this one. So, practice it, go through it, have fun with it.